Alright, hello, and welcome to the second game against Snoopy, General's Division. I played him once as the Axis, and now I'm going to play him as the Allies. For those of you who don't know, Snoopy's a very tippy-top player. He is, you can see he's rank 2 and 3, as we're actually juxtaposed there, opposite ranks for each side. But yeah, top player, and let's get the second game underway. Kind of weird. Why is my cursor a arrow? Let's see, can I fix that? Okay, looks like it's fixed. Okay, so let's just do a standard build, 4-2. Yeah, there's not a lot of innovation for Russia 1. It's pretty much figured out what the best moves are. Sometimes I like to go 3 artillery, but I'm not really sure if it's actually better than the standard 4 infantry, 2 tanks. Maybe needs more testing. But either way, let's see. These first Russian and German turns often dictate the pace of the game. If you do horrible as Russia, sometimes the game's just over. Like if you watch my game against Snoopy when he was playing Allies, you could see he had a horrible start and there really wasn't much he could do to recover. Alright. Well, a little below average there. Normally you have 6 or 7. We have 5. Let's hope Ukraine goes a little bit better. That's not better. Oh, thank goodness he has his bomber set. Not second. Otherwise, that'd be another tank rolling instead of a bomber. Seriously? Oh. Well, thank goodness I captured it at least. Okay. Pretty weak Russia 1. So that is troublesome. If you have 1 tank versus 2 tank, it's an enormous difference, because if you have 2 tanks, then you can put an AA gun here and still have good odds of, forcing him to attack with planes and lose out. But if there's only 1 tank, it doesn't make sense to add the AA gun, because he can just do like 3 infantry in a tank and he'll maybe 3 or 4 infantry in a tank, and he'll still have good enough odds to make you regret hitting him. The other major suck thing about having 5 infantry instead of 6, it actually makes a world of difference, is that he can stack Karelia, and I won't have odds to hit it back, which means I would have been better off just buying a bunch of infantry, because you never want to build tanks unless there's a very specific reason for doing so. And a player as good as Snoopy will almost certainly go for a Karelia stack, unfortunately. And that's a big advantage to Germany, not giving Russia that Karelia strafe, or to deny the production there. So this is going to set us on the back foot more heavily than I'd like. Well, I think I'll just send the AA down to India to allow the UK to send more units up to help, and hope it all goes fine. Actually, I'm a little curious. How far can this reach? No, it can't. I was thinking, oh, can I land that in Transjordan? And the answer is no. All right. Okay, see you guys next time for UK2, or UK1 rather. Welcome back, it's UK1, and looks like Snoopy here decided to just do a very standard build with a bomber, 2 artillery. So, good news, he failed Transjordan. Bad news, perfect Ukraine. Only lost 1 submarine in Sea Zone 7, and the good news ends there. So we're gonna have to take some sort of risk to come back. But I'm just going to do a standard, gonna buy the Navy. Maybe I shouldn't. Yeah, I'm gonna buy the Navy. Yeah. 3 infantry, aircraft carrier, destroyer. So here's where the risk comes in. I think I'm going to let Russia take this out. Because I'm going to try to trade super light. I don't want to only send 3 units here. It's just too risky. I would like to take out his battleship here. Maybe I should skip, just altogether skip taking out that Sea Zone 61. I'm a little tempted to do so. I could also just go solo cruiser against it. Or take what I have now and hope that that's good enough. It's a little hard. Hard to decide what the best thing to do is. I think it's important to take out this destroyer to slow down Japan. This is a bit of a risk here. But I think it's a risk that's worth taking. It's tough to decide. I could just YOLO the cruiser there. I mean, that's a 50-50. This is a tough choice. I think this is the best of my options. It's a little risky, but I can't play it safe when you're this when you're behind. He starts out with the Karelia stack, no losses in Ukraine. We have to make something happen, and playing safe won't bring us back into the game. Oh. Oh, that is really, really, really bad. Oh, that is really, really bad. Now he can hit my fleet with a sub. Oh, and a cruiser. Wow. Oh, I tried to play it safe with that fight too. Oh, this is horrible. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to just hit this with the bomber. The US bomber, and hope it turns out okay. Oh, well, that's how games sometimes go. They just go from bad to worse. Oof. I think we'll take out the bomber. I'm gonna need this aircraft carrier to defend my navy. Oh. Oof. That was not the fight I expected to blow up. Well, yeah, and these little losses against top players make an enormous difference, especially in the early game. Missing units, even him wiping my UK Navy. All these sort of things make a big impact in the game. And against top players like Snoopy, these sort of things tend to snowball pretty quickly. So we'll just have to see what we're going to do. See what we're going to do. Didn't forget anything, right? Move these guys over. This fleet's set up here. Move him down. I'm gonna have to take this with the US. I'm placing this on top of the sub so it can't escape. Oh, he's probably gonna gun this down though. I can't do anything about it though. Oh, this turned from a bad start to a nightmare. Alright, well, see you guys next time for USA 1. Welcome back, it's USA 1, and let's take a look at what Snoopy did. Standard buy. He did the really greedy Pearl Harbor where he didn't risk a fighter and it paid off. Oh, I would have never done this if I were this ahead, but I guess maybe he expected me to submerge the sub. Surprised me, actually, but it paid off for him a lot. So he took out my aircraft carrier. Alright. Yunnan, no losses. No losses there. Burma, Thai. Anhui, he only hit with 4 infantry. So I'm going to hit that as the US. No losses. So he had a pretty good Japan, but hopefully if we can take Anhui, that can... well, that can hiccup some things for lucky, but he put a tank out, so it won't set him back as much as we might usually like. Okay, well, let's get started. Going with 2 infantry, 2 transports, destroyer, aircraft carrier, standard buy. I am going to hit here because I want to protect this transport. I'm going to hit this in a desperate plea to save C-Zone 7. I hope that hits. I hope it connects. Let's place our game plan around hopes and prayers. What could go wrong? And yeah, just have to, when you're behind, you have to get aggressive. You have to get aggressive. Okay. I'll take that. Darn. Oh, I lost the bomber. Oh, well. That's how it goes sometimes, right? Oh, I can't even load the transport here because... Oops, I can't even load it there because of that submarine is guarding the C-Zone. Oh. Man, that early battle is really bad. Oh, I can't even move my cruiser there because the sub can hit it. So many limitations. But we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do. Where do we want to land this? Let's see. I'll maybe tempted to land it here because he doesn't have any planes in range. Stall him out for a turn. The downside of that is it makes it a little easier for him to pressure India, but I honestly can't be bothered. Can't be bothered. I think we should be able to hold India. Probably. But if he goes after it and takes it, there's not much I can do. I can't be playing safe at this point in time. I can't even hold West Russia because he committed so little to Ukraine. Only 2 infantry, and I didn't even hit back. Panic time. You know, now that I think about it, I didn't even need the fighter there. He couldn't have taken it anyway. I should have placed it in a better position. Oh well. Okay, Russia is where we're going to make the real moves. I'm going to get a bunch of artillery to have a bit more attack power, and we're going to make some risky moves here. West Russia can't hold it. So what I'm going to do is I have to kill this transport, or he could just take UK. I put it in the calculator, and it was something like a 90+% capture, and that's no bueno. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stack Ukraine, and it's like a 50-50 battle, and if he just moves straight to Archangel, I could be in trouble. But again, we're pretty far behind in this game. Both Russia and UK got pretty bad starts, so I have to take risks. If this attack fails, he can just blitz his tanks down here, and absolutely horrible odds for us. Might just lose the game outright there, but again, you can't play safe when you're behind. You have to take calculated risks. Good. Him getting hitbacks here really hurts. Okay. Really hurts. Also stinks that this has to land in the UK. No safe spot for it. Really shouldn't have landed that plane there. I don't know what I was thinking. It was already safe. Still going to move the anti-aircraft down to India to make it safer and allow UK to send units up. And that's about it. And we'll just have to hope everything turns out well. Okay, see you guys next time for UK 2. Welcome back, it's UK 2, and let's take a look at what Snoopy did. 9 infantry and a bomber, so he's trying to go heavy air to get good trades, zone out my navy. Darn, took out Sea Zone 13. Would he hit it with bomber sub? No hit back. That kind of sucks. Belorussia. Angel. Okay, well. Probably about an average, slightly below average turn for us. So let's take a look at what I'm planning. Since he's increasing his Air Force, I'm going to buy a destroyer, a fighter, and 4 land units. So here's the plan. I'll just blitz this. It's a little bit risky with India. He's gonna have some decent odds on India, but I just have to hope he won't take it. He'll probably want to take these territories since I hit him good with the US, and he probably wants to move some fighters up there to contest that zone. It was a mistake, me putting this fighter here, so it can't reinforce India, but we just have to hope it doesn't bite us in the ass. So we're just going to take 1 infantry to take France cheaply. I really want to start moving these guys here over to where they can start doing something useful. But since India's a little perilous right now, it's not really a good time to move them, because I need those fighters. And I can't really defend this sea zone if I just put a naked aircraft carrier and a fighter. That's not enough. I could move these fighters here, but I need at least 1 more fighter over in Russia in order to have at least respectable odds to defend India. And also remember that since this Russian fighters over here taking a freaking vacation, that I have even less to defend India with. Thank goodness I sent that AA down. So we're just gonna blitz this, hope he doesn't kill it with his German tank, and yeah, we're still behind here, but we'll see what we can get done. I think that's the only attacks. I also purposely didn't attack this sub since he already has decent odds on my fleet. I'm just going to do it the Americans because they don't really have any... Oh, I don't want to move that fighter there. I want it to go to Moscow to help in the India defense. Okay, start moving this fleet over here. Glide that sub so it can start doing things. I'm going to move everything back that I can. Move this tank forward. Let's see, do I leave this aircraft? I think I have to leave the fighter on that aircraft carrier. If he decides to hit it with his 2 bombers, yeah, that's a pretty reasonable idea by him. It's a pretty reasonable idea for him to do. Now I have to consider how much can he stack Burma with. He can stack it with, let's see, he can stack it with 3, 6, 7, 8. 8 infantry. Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, I shouldn't have any counterattack odds on Burma if he stacks with everything, and there's no reason he wouldn't, so yeah. 8 infantry is what he'd have there. Wait, no, he has more than 8, right? 9 infantry. 9 infantry, 4 artillery, 2 tanks, and I would have... I guess I'd have 2 fighters, no, 1 fighter, 1 fighter, 1 artillery, 8, 11 infantry. I would have no odds on it anyway, so I might as well bring this over here to try and better defend this aircraft carrier, to reduce the odds that he just smashes 2 bombers into this to try to take a free India. Again, if you lose India at high level play without taking Karelia within 1 or 2 turns, you're probably going to lose as the allies. It will snowball very quickly. So I'm taking this India defense extremely seriously. Because that's exactly what I would do if I were in his position. I would hit this with 2 bombers if there was only 2 ships here, or a fighter and a aircraft carrier, and then just blow my load down into Burma and take out this tank with his German tank, and it'd be very challenging for me to hold on to it. Especially since I can't really send Russian reinforcements, because I'm going to need to defend Russia next turn. But again, I think he's probably just gonna expand here, but might as well play it as safe as we can reasonably expect to play this game. Maybe I you know what? Maybe I won't do that, because he's gonna want to take these territories, right? They're too juicy to give up. And then I'd just take Manchuria, Kwangtung, or something with the US. So I'm going to be a little greedy. I'm going to leave that fighter there, and so I can trade back Burma with something if he, when he decides to take it. We're behind. I can't try to play too safe. Okay, see you guys next time for US 2. Welcome back to USA 2, and let's take a look at what Snoopy did. Okay, so he did what I hoped he wouldn't do and went for the India timing, and not only did he do that, he also took out the infantry there with no losses, so he is a little bit freer in that respect than I would like. So we are going to take some risks and do some clever, or what I hope to be clever plays. So let's begin. Gonna just do 2 transports and a truckload of infantry to start stacking things up in eastern Canada, because a Medshuk is not really on the table with how much air force he has. So we'll have to prepare for that. Alright, first things first, let's take that. Let's see. Take there, we'll try and take this for some extra income. To hopefully pump the brakes a little bit on Germany. I guess this doesn't really have anything else to be doing other than attacking that sub. Okay. Here's the risk I was thinking of taking. This tank is going to be annoying, and it's going to be blitzing, taking territories, and doing all sorts of things I'm not terribly fond of. So I was thinking I'll just YOLO against that tank and try and take it out, which will gut some of his income for a little bit. Hopefully make him have to make some tougher decisions. And that's about all I've come up with. It's a pretty desperate attack, and I'll show you the clever clever trick that I came up after we get to the non-combat. So here's hoping. Let me just double check to make sure that's all the combat I have on my plate. Son of a... well, that's just kind of the theme of this game. Just tiny, tiny little losses that snowball into a big disadvantage. Another... Well, that's what happens when you take risks. Sometimes the risks get you back into the game. Other times, it just makes you even more behind. Wait a minute, why is there 3 here? Okay, we'll move this up here. There's nothing really in range. I'll move this guy here, or maybe this is nastier because it can hit both of these targets if he wants to do something. Because if I go here, he can block this C-zone off with a destroyer. Okay. So here's my clever little trick. I'm moving this fighter here to defend this tank, and I'm changing the UK defense profile to fighter before tank, meaning the fighter will die before the tank dies. And that's because every unit is precious for that India defense, and I'm basically making him choose if he wants to hit this with 2 bombers, or if he wants to blitz this with his tank, or do something in between. He shouldn't be able to get both unless he gets really lucky. So that's my plan. We will see how it goes, just like this genius plan to take Onway went up in flames. I'm not sure what I want to do with these infantry. Maybe I'll just move them along here. Since he doesn't have any transports in range of Alaska, I'll just funnel them out. I guess I'll keep this anti-aircraft gun here. I'm moving the infantry here in case I want to retreat to Western Canada. But yeah, a lot of little... We're kind of getting chipped to death here by a bunch of tiny little disadvantages that are adding up to big disadvantages. Okay, for Russia... just buy a stack of infantry. Take that just to be annoying, either to force him to move back with the tank. What can I do with this poor fighter? I can't. Probably gonna have to move him up to Iceland or something. That's the problem with making the moves I have, is they come at a cost. They come at a cost. I think I'm just gonna full retreat out of this territory, not even try to hold it. I'm just glad his 5 tanks are there instead of an Archangel to give me a little bit more flexibility. Man, every time I hit back. Alright, well, I think the fastest way to get back home is to go to Iceland, and I'm really am paying for that. Okay, here's where I need to use a calculator. I need to put this in India, I know that much. I'd like to keep a tank or at least 2 tanks here to possibly blitz into India if he gets really lucky and takes it. So I'm going to... I'd also like to put an infantry here to block a tank blitz, but let's calculate out what he's capable of here. Pull out the calculator. He can hit me with 4 tanks, 5 fighters, and 2 bombers, and 7 infantry. And I will have, let's see, I'm going to place 8 there, so 8 plus 5 is, let's see, 8 plus 5. Man, math is harder when you're streaming. It's 13 infantry. Did I buy any artillery? I did not. 2 artillery, 1 tank, and 1 fighter. What are his odds of capture? And unit stylist. His odds of capture is 85%. Ooh. Okay, what if I add 2 tanks? His odds are 68%. Do I just let him take this for free? Maybe I don't have a choice. So problem with being behind is you have to start making concessions, which get you even more behind. Oy. This gives him a 53% chance to capture. Do I give it to him? I think I have to give it to him. I think I have to give him a 53% chance to capture. Should I just abandon this tank? Let me run the odds again on what... Well, I don't know what my India odds are. It depends on how he decides to play. I think I can defend it. Let's see, I'll have minimum 3 planes in India, right? Maybe I have to just keep 2 tanks here. Alright, if I keep 2 tanks out, 1 fighter there, it gives him a 73% chance to capture Moscow. I don't like giving him those odds. But I don't... Do I have to give it to him? And then his odds of taking India... If we have 4 planes... like 60%. You know what? I'll do 2 tanks, give him a 50-50 on Moscow, and that's just going to have to be a risk I'm going to have to tolerate. We can't... We're desperately behind here, and I just have to give him a couple decent odds to win the game. I'd rather give him higher odds on India than on Moscow. So that's what we're going to do. see you guys next time for UK3. Welcome back, it's UK3, and let's take a look at what Germany did. Took Egypt, Ukraine for free, West Russia, no losses, France, no losses, Northwest, another no loss turn for him. We need good luck, not bad luck, to come back in this game. Oh wow, you can already see how far behind we are. Okay, so I ran the calculator, and if I go with an anti-aircraft gun, 2 infantry, he has a 61% chance to take India, which is IPC negative for him. But I think I just have to offer him that chance because I'm really behind, and who knows, if he fails spectacularly, maybe I have a chance. But if I know Snoopy, he's probably just going to glide over to Transjordan, Italian East Africa, and Western Australia instead of taking a risky battle when he's this far ahead. But we'll see. That's what we're going to do, and it's all up to what he decides to do next. Also getting 2 fighters to defend this aircraft carrier. So, as much as I would love to attack this, I cannot. So we'll take this, go for France. I think that's about the only combat we have available to us. Okay, just double checking. Oh, Daddy needs to capture France. Oh man, we're just getting nickeled and dimed to death here. Death by 1,000 cuts. Ugh. That sucks. End of turn 3, and we haven't even broken into German soil. Alright, let's back these off so he doesn't get the bombardments and plane attacks. Let's retreat to here. This covers the most spots since I don't have a bomber. This will deter a tank blitz. Leave that poor fighter for the Japanese to devour. Oh, I really hope he attacks India. I need a huge win to come back in this game. I need something big. We're just failing every attack. Every risk we take is just blowing up in our face and getting a little bit further behind. What do I want to do with this schmuck? Maybe I'll move him down here so I can go to C zone 30. I think that's about all I can do. Okay, see you guys next time for USA 3. Welcome back to USA 3. Let's take a look at what Snoopy has done. Transport, fighters, still no industrial complex, so I'll count that as a win. He hit Australia. Oh, this fighter gets to live. I'm happy about that. Lost a bomber. Thank goodness. We need more stuff like that. Lost an infantry. Sichuan guy didn't hit back. That's not fantastic. Well, no news like bad news, right? We need to amp up some pressure on Germany because it's round 3 and we still haven't touched them at all. They're insanely strong. Look, they're just marching in on Moscow. Oh. So, I'm going to buy 8 infantry, a transport, and 1 bomber to replace the one that's died. So we'll take this. Let's hit these 2. I was thinking, should I take Norway, but I don't feel it's worth losing a transport. Well, can I take it? Can I hold it? No, he just has way too many planes. I don't think I can hold it if I decide to go for it. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll try for Norway later. Okay, that's what we'll do. Going to have to retreat with that. I'm just happy this fighter is alive. And I'm not going after a tank this time. Also happy that there's no planes with this. Alright, I think that's about it for combat. Okay, can't complain about perfection, right? I'm going to take a little bit of risk here and defend. Let's move these guys over here in anticipation to defend Alaska. I'm just going to defend this with 1 destroyer and 1 transport, and if he wants to hit it, that's just how it is. Okay, what should we do with this fighter? Should I... Guess I don't really need to defend India. Doesn't really have a home, does he? Tempted to move it there. Might not be the worst attack in the world. If he goes there, I can hit it with 2 units and 3 planes. Probably not the best attack in the world either, but Yeah, actually, I don't like that. The territory's not even worth anything. I don't accomplish anything by moving there other than giving him a juicy target. Alright. I think that's about it. Well, at least we took some territory from Germany. It's a Christmas miracle indeed that that's happened. Okay, Russia. I'm kind of tempted to get more artillery as Russia because I'm just getting bullied right now by him. Okay. At least I get my fighter back. I don't really have any attacks this turn because I don't have odds on this unless I want to risk everything. And then I'll just lose the remainder. So it's not, I can't even strafe because I have to defend Moscow. Kind of just have to give it to him. As much as I hate it. It's not worth trading a Russian tank for a Japanese tank, especially when I don't even get income from it. I'm wondering if maybe I shouldn't even trade this. Maybe I should just blitz that. Then maybe I can put an infantry here and here to block his tank from blitzing. That might be the best move. Non-combat. And turn 4, and the Russian fighter returns home as it flies back south for the winter from Iceland. Alright. I think that's about it. I think I might put one infantry here, just to... I even want to put one infantry there. Not sure. I think I'll just let him take it. He has too many planes. Yeah, 5 fighters, 2 bombers. Maybe I'll put 1 infantry there just to force him to split things up a little bit. Does he actually have odds on me? You know, let me just do a quick calculation here. That would be so pathetic to die Russia for. But Snoopy tends to be a pretty tight player, especially when at least when he's ahead. He tends to be a pretty tight player, so unless it's overwhelming odds. But it doesn't hurt to calculate it first, so we're gonna have... No, he has no odds. Okay, we're good for now. For now... Alright, let's look at the scoreboard. Not looking great, but at least we're starting to get things done. This is the first turn where I felt like I haven't lost progress. Losing planes, losing fighters, losing transports and subs. Okay, so that's it for now, and I'll see you next time for UK4. Welcome back. It's UK4, and let's take a look at what Snoopy did. He's buying more air, much to our chagrin. Lost 1 infantry on France. Kept Northwest Europe. That's worth something. And that's about the only place we got good news. What did you hit Libya with? Bomber infantry. Okay, well. Okay, well, we are pretty poor as the UK, so I want to buy more planes, but I can't really afford it. So we're just gonna buy a little bit more infantry than we actually need this turn. So let's try and take this. I want to clear them out of Africa as soon as possible. Let's use our non... Oh, I don't think I can even defend this C-zone. Yeah, he goes 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can't even defend C-zone 5. I want to hit C-zone 5. Ooh, actually, I don't... I almost made a mistake. I almost made a mistake here. I don't want to take Norway with the UK. Can I defend C-zone 5? He has 5 planes. I have 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, he has 7 planes. He will definitely hit Baltic states. Let's see. If he decides to go 1, 2, 3, and then land in Norway, I'll crush everything he has. So... it really sucks. Oh, I hate it when I don't have good options. Yeah, I don't really have any options here. Maybe I'll just stack a AA gun there in non-combat to reduce the odds that he attacks it. Alright. Let's get the show on the road. Really? Well, good rolls. There's no doubt about that. Problem is everything else. Oh no, I can't. I forgot about the Caucasus stack. I have to just move 1 wimpy infantry there. I guess we'll move that AA gun. It's hard to click on those little buggers, huh? All right. Is this territory going to be defended is the question. It should be. I'll leave some US troops. I don't think he'll go for that attack. Maybe I'll just take 1 infantry here and plop it there to force him to invest some... Maybe I shouldn't do that because he has so many planes and he doesn't really have any targets to hit. So maybe I will hold off on that. Yeah, he doesn't have any plane targets, so why give him something to trade efficient? No, maybe I should. I need to trade him down. Maybe force him to I don't want 2 planes. Sorry, 2 infantry. Maybe I just have to force him to put 2 infantry there and risk not taking it. I don't know. I'm just so far behind this game that it's hard seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. But we'll make do. Submarine, let's put it in a more annoying position. Maybe I'll put it right here so he can't split his fleet up and go for both of these. Oh, I forgot about this sub. Forgot about that sub. Well, he's kind of dead though, isn't he? It's probably not going to make too much of a difference in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, you really want allies to be even or ahead at this point. Japan's a little hiccuped, but Russia's kind of crippled and Germany's ultra strong. What's his attack power? 115, wow. That's like UK and the US combined. Alright, I think that's as good as it gets. I'm placing the artillery here because I want to discourage a Burma stack. And I don't have my planes to hit back here. I don't know if that will actually work, but that's the idea. Oh, I'm so poor. Okay. Well, see you guys next time for USA 4. Welcome back. It's USA 4, and let's take a look at what Snoopy did. 6 infantry, 2 fighters. Took Venki. Wow, cleared Australia surprisingly cleanly. Burma, got some good luck there on Burma. Lost the sub, we blundered. Hey, we got a fighter. I don't know why he air raided that, but I'll take it. Oof, this really hurt. Killed that destroyer and transport, no loss. What was it? Sent to Season 13. Yeah, he went after it. Ugh, we needed luck, and we're not getting that. Okay, so I'm gonna buy 12 infantry, 2 transports. We're gonna plop down 2 infantry there to contest his landing there. Yeah, that's just what we're gonna have to do. Gonna try to pile into Norway, maybe take out Finland. At least that's what I'm telling myself. That's taking Karelia and Prank, because he actually has odds on Russia, ironically, next turn. Okay, need to make something happen here. I can't hit that with anything other than a tank, but I'm still going to go for it. Alright. Trying to decide if I want to bomb that with an offshore bombardment, but I don't think it will accomplish much. I don't want to mess up my logistics. too badly. So I think I will skip that for now. Is that really all I can do? Yeah, apparently that is all I can do. So let's pull the trigger. No water for a man dying of thirst in the desert. Alright, well, so be it. I have to be careful about landing on Greenland, because when there's a bomber in this territory, Corellia, they can hit Greenland. I have lost units before that way. Where do I want to put this? Maybe I'll put it there. It has some flexibility. Let's see, how many transports are moving here? 5. At least move another infantry there for a full purchase. Fighters are kind of at an awkward place. You can hit this. That's 2, 4, 6. Okay, that should be pretty safe there. Safe-ish. I need to keep this here. I want to move these fighters. Can't really afford to move them, though. I don't want to put it in Finland. That would be too juicy of a strafe for him. Yeah, I think this is about all we're doing. You make oh, I almost made a big mistake. Almost made a huge mistake. He can hit this with his bombers. Almost made a big blunder there. Not used to bombers being here this early, but he's just had a stellar start, and he's done a good job of snowballing. I think the only error he's made so far is going for India. Slowed him down a little bit, but not enough to make any material difference in the game. Okay, that should be it. Oh, if I lost all of those. I guess I would have had a chance with the British to remedy that vulnerability. Okay, now it's Russia's turn. Of course, we're just going to buy all the infantry in the world. Let's hit you. Take a more conservative attack there. Just so stressful when you're playing from behind, because you just look at the board and every move you have looks bad. You're like, is that the right move? That can't be right. Because you're behind, and every move the enemy has is strong. and you can only choose from bad choices and worse choices. Ugh, it stresses me out sometimes. You guys ever have those games where you're looking at it and you're just like, oh, I don't want to look at this game. Okay. I'm just not going to even bother trying to defend anything. I have to conserve my troops to hope that the Allies can rescue me from crack Karelia soon. That's about all I got. That's the plan. Karelia and pray, but if he's smart, what he'll probably do next turn is probably move all of his troops to West Russia. Might even abandon Caucasus here. And then just keep, at least what I know Snoopy likes to do, you just ping pong from this territory here and here while dead zoning Karelia stacks until he can come out on top. That's only once you think there's a threat of me being able to take Karelia. Okay, well that's... this is not how you want it to look after Russia's turn. You want to be ahead. Okay, well that's how it is, and we'll just keep hoping. Hoping we can make a play. Alright, see you guys next time for UK 5. Welcome back, it's UK 5. Let's take a look at what Snoopy did. Big stacks of infantry, no surprise there. Oh, no hit back, no hit back. Lost one infantry. Ah, he killed my tank with no... Wow, he had a pretty slick round. Well, I'm just gonna buy a bomber, and since I have a little too much infantry here, I'm going to buy less infantry for a perfect drop, but I really want to add a bomber to the mix to give me a bit more flexibility. So first things first, we take the freebie. Let's hit here, because Russia needs help. This is going to blitz here. Let's take there. Let's go here. Oops, I guess I only want one of these. We'll hit with one fighter. We'll also hit here with the cruiser. And hit there with 3 fighters. And the last one is going to land on Finland. And here's the big battle that I saw. I have a pretty good chance to take out all of this, and I don't know how much impact it's going to have on the game, but it's a big IPC positive gain for me. If I get average results, I should sink everything, and most likely I'll lose a sub or a sub and a fighter, and then I can stack a lot of units on Burma, and I don't know, hope he doesn't take out Moscow. Hope and pray, and who knows, maybe our prayers will be answered eventually. All right, I think that's about it for combat. I also kind of eyed a YOLO at Berlin, but the odds are pretty grim on that. It's be 10 units versus 11, and he has better dice. Yeah, not looking too good. You know what? I'll run those odds one more time. Let's see. What would our odds be? 5 infantry, a tank, 4 fighters, a cruiser, against 20% to conquer. Now that actually is something worth considering. I ask myself, if I continue this game, do I think I have above a 20% chance to win? I think the answer is no. I think if I play this game out normally, I'm going to have an under 20% chance of winning. Not saying if I take Berlin, the game is over, but it certainly give me a big breath of hope. Because let's look at the attack power right now. Yeah, we're down a lot. And what's even more important is we're going to be down on income. Russia looks real strong right now, but I have absolutely garbage income. And then Japan's going to be moving that big stack there, and then he can 1-2 punch me. It's going to be almost 100% conquer. I think I actually do need to go for the YOLO Berlin play, because I don't have above a 20% chance of winning this game if I play this out standard. Yeah, I do not have above a 20% chance. I think I did this in my last season league game where Snoopy, I got super far behind early, and I took like a 15% chance on Berlin, and it didn't work out. But these are the sort of things you need to do when you're desperately behind, and I may just concede if I don't capture. Let's do it. Wow. No, no, not what we need. No! Oh, the first round was so good! Oh. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! Okay. Nice. Actually, let me take a look at where his destroyer is. Okay, his destroyer is in a good spot, so I will just sacrifice the sub. Okay, well, you know, I can't complain. I can't complain. Okay, so you can hit this with 4 units. Let me take a quick calculation break to see what he can hit this with. He can hit it with 4 infantry. How many fighters? 5. Let's see, that one can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's a lot of fighters, actually. 5 fighters, 7 fighters. Okay, you get that with 7 fighters. If I were to put AA gun there. And 4 infantry. What are the odds looking there? This is, does he have a bomber? Range, that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No bombers in range. Okay, I'll put anti-aircraft. Maybe I'll put 2 anti-aircraft. Okay, now let's quickly calculate what he has on India. He can hit that with... He doesn't have an aircraft carrier in range, so he can only hit this with 3 fighters, 4 infantry. Okay. I'll add a few more infantry over there. Okay. Well, obviously I want to defend this. Do I just leave this naked? I feel like I need to defend this with the U.S. What am I going to do with the U.S. troops? This is another important question. I didn't make my purchase with the plan of going for the YOLO at Berlin. I just kind of saw it afterwards. So the question is, what do we want to do with the Navy? Because if I want to land in Sea Zone 3, I'm going to need the full support from... Yeah, I'm going to need the full support of the whole U.S. fleet. Here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he'll almost certainly want to hit this with his German plane. So I'm going to need to send the aircraft carrier here. Am I just going to have to wait a turn with the U.S. purchase? Or maybe I'll just dump it into Morocco? Land it in the UK and... call it a day? This is an important question that I don't have the answer to. I just don't have the answer. How many planes does he have? He has a lot. I think I need to just give him this transport for free with the Japanese bombers. Okay, I'm going to... It's so tough. How many fighters does he have? He has 2 bombers. That's 7 planes. And here I'll have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think I'm okay to leave a destroyer here just as kind of a speed bump. No, I can't. Japan is definitely going to want to hit this. They have 4 planes against 4 boats that hit less. No, I need to just give him the free transport. I don't have a choice there. Golly gosh. I think I'm just going to have to not send my transports in. I think I'm just going to have to be inefficient. Put a complex here, and then I'll drop a fleet. Hate to be that inefficient when, you know, we're wanting to strike where the iron's hot, but if you lose your whole fleet just to move things 1 turn faster, then that's not of much use to you or overall goals and plans. Okay, well, I'll end the turn here, and well, we finally got a tiny dose of hope in this game. I don't know if that's enough to win, but at least it puts us back on the playing field, whereas before I think we were just dead. Okay, well, I'll end it here. and see you guys next time for USA 6. Welcome back. It's USA 5, and let's take a look at what Snoopy did. Bought a complex, extra transports to replace the ones we destroyed. And what's his combat? Got a 1 IPC bombing raid, killed the freebie transport, took Hawaii, no losses, got a good trade in Persia, got Indochina for free. Okay. So, I'm thinking since I can't safely land my fleet, I'm not going to sacrifice my whole fleet just to land it. So I'm going to wait, and it really, really hurts me on a deep spiritual level to wait to land my fleet, but I think I have to do that. So I'm going to buy extra transports, 1 infantry, and a bomber for a little... bomber for a little bit more ability. Maybe I'll swap that over to a... I think maybe I'll do a fighter to help be able to reinforce Russia more if need be. No, maybe I'll stick with my original plan of a bomber. I have... No... Wiffle waffly. I think I will go for an extra fighter, because I'm going to build an aircraft carrier there next turn. Most likely. I'll just get a artillery, because I'm going to need some of those. Okay, first we take the free territory. I was considering taking everything to go into France. I ran the calculator on it, and basically it said, what would it say they'd be left with? They'd be left with a lot, and I wouldn't accomplish very much if I took everything and hit France, so skipping that. I think that's about all the combat there is. Move the bomber into position, put the aircraft carrier there to cover the fleet. How many transports am I building for? So I'm going to move all but 4. Actually, all but 3 there. Now, with this, I will have 14 units I can move with 7 transports. So that means 1, 2, 3. That should be all I need. I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this bomber here to give me a bit more attack flexibility. In case he lands to Alaska, I'll have 2 bombers to hit him with, but I'll still maintain a lot of my good positioning where I can hit France with the bomber if I so desire. Question is, what will I do here? Let me quickly run the what his odds here of attacking that spot are. He can hit it with 6 infantry, 5 fighters, 2 bombers against that AA, and 5 infantry. And if I add a fighter to that, oh, his odds get better, not worse. Okay. Maybe I'll I won't keep those there. I'm not sure. Maybe I will. I'm wiffle-waffling here on what I should do. Honestly, anything that he's not putting at Russia is a win in my book. So maybe I will let him take that trade. Okay. Put the AA gun down there to keep this safe-ish. I think if he really wanted to go for it, he might have okay odds to capture this, but I'd have the bomber, I'd be able to immediately recapture it, and he wouldn't be able to take Alaska or New Zealand, which probably even out. I guess I'll keep that AA gun there. I might want to land the AA gun on Northwestern or France, depending on how the next turn goes. Because this game is, I can tell you one thing, it is not over. It is not over. Yeah, we're still way behind on attack power. It'll maybe get a little bit better after Germany's turn, but not by a significant amount. That there. Is that how I want to spend my resources? Okay, let's double check his odds. If we do that, he'll have, assuming I succeed. What am I purchasing? I have a 12% chance to conquer. A 12% chance to conquer. I think it'll be okay, because I can swoop in with the UK if that's the case. I could also try playing it a little safer. No, I rather like doing it this way. Son of a... Okay, my odds for holding just got a lot worse. I didn't expect all misses, and... Oh man, 100% hitbacks, that's not what we need. That is not what I need. Oh. Man, that fight really hurt. Woof. That fight really hurt. Wow, now his odds went up to a lot better to conquer Moscow. 45%. Ah. What are the odds of that happening? It's a bottom 5% result there. Ugh. I didn't feel I was being greedy either. Well, that's how it goes. Well, we'll have to see what he decides to do. Alright, see you guys next time for UK 6. Welcome back, it's UK6, and let's take a look at what Snoopy did. Retook Germany, not exactly a surprise. Failed Vologda, failed Transjordan, got a fighter for a fighter. So we got 100% hitbacks. You know, we need all the luck we can get, because even after we took Berlin, we're still behind on attack power after a 0 IPC Germany. And now we actually can't spend all the money that we have. I was considering, like, oh, should I do an Egypt industrial complex? But honestly, that's just kind of silly. It doesn't really accomplish anything. So I'm just going to, I guess, slowly spend my money, as much as I hate to do that. Should I build I'm very tempted to build an Egypt complex. It's so inefficient, though. Maybe I should. Maybe I should do that. Oh, how I hate it. How I hate it. But I think time is of the essence. I need to... hard to say. Because even if I build an Egypt complex, what does that do? I just piddle units over there. I guess I could build bombers or planes there or something. I think I'm going to do it just to help me spend my money. I almost never do this, but I don't have enough production slots. Okay, so first we'll take this. We'll do the easy battles first. Probably going to go for a France stack. I think I need every unit I can get. And I'm trying to decide if I want to hit this with 1 or 2. I think I'm still leaning towards 1. Hold on. Maybe I won't. Let's... And I don't really have any targets for this to attack, so I'll just bomb Berlin. Is that how I want to spend these units, is the question. Wait, why are there 3 attacking here? Something's not right. One of these transports. Okay. I think that's what I want to do. And I was thinking about it, like, these India units are trapped. They're not really gonna do anything useful except sit here. And I have a rare opportunity to attack this spot to prevent these units from going to Russia and him just knocking Russia out. I ran it into the calculator, and this is a 5 IPC negative fight for me, but I'm never going to get a better chance to use these units. You know, it's better than just trading 2 here, 2 here. This is a chance to give Moscow some breathing room and maybe bring some spice back into this game. And so that's what I'm going to do. I was considering, hey, should I consider stacking Finland, you know, and trying to break him that way, but he can move 9 tanks up here, 21 land units. I'm never going to break Karelia before Russia falls if that's the way I'm going to play. I need to go for a France stack, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Implausible, yeah. My very first bombing raid. That was pretty good. My hits weren't particularly spectacular, but his were abysmal. That hurts a little bit more. And of course I'm going to follow through. That was a pretty good result. Yeah, that was a really good result. That was a top 5% roll. Okay, that makes up for the failed bombing run. Okay. Heck. That changes a lot. That changes a lot of things. Well, first let's do what we know we're going to do. I'm definitely going to take these fellows here and add them to the France stack. I'll move them there. Question is, do I want to leave this aircraft carrier naked for him to attack? Because this spot is extremely safe right now. He can't hit it with anything more than 2 bombers. Yeah, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, he can only hit it with 2 bombers there, 2 bombers there, and it doesn't make sense for him to do that with both sides. So maybe I'll just leave these units here. No, but if I leave too much of it here, then well, I just don't think there's much value in him attacking this. It doesn't kill any transports. It's not. Okay, I think I'll just leave it like that. And if he wants to hit that, so be it. Now the question is do I stack Burma? Do I stack Burma? I'll maybe add an extra infantry there. Guess there's not a lot of point in adding more there. He can only hit this with... What can he hit that with? 4 planes, 6 planes, and an infantry. Okay, I'm going to stop here for a minute and run some numbers. Okay, I'm back. I ran some numbers, and then I noticed that if Japan air raids Persia, and Germany just runs into India with their tanks, that wouldn't be super fantastic great for me. So I decided I'm just going to play it a little conservatively. I'll just put 3 infantry there. If he hits it, he hits it. Don't lose too much. And it still lets me threaten French Indo. Then he has to also think about Yunnan. And I think this is the best compromise between trying to keep the offense up while also keeping India as safe as is reasonable. So that's what we're going to do, and yeah, just double check everything's in its place. Yeah, should be good. This feels so wrong to be building a complex there. You know what? I think maybe I want more artillery over in the UK. I think I'm pretty good with 3 fighters here and a tank. I don't think I need much more firepower. Oh, I hate putting down a Egypt industrial complex. Everything in my mind is screaming at me that that is a bad idea, but I have to spend my money. I still have 23 IPC banked. Okay, see you guys next time for USA 6. Welcome back, it's USA 6, and let's take a look at what Snoopy did. About a bomber, more infantry, freebie there. Oh, he got a good result there. I think he should have lost more. Wow, killed that, no losses. Air raided Persia, no losses. Wow, pretty flawless round for him. Sucks a little bit, but that's how it goes. So I'm going to buy just a ton of land units and one tank. Do I want to buy a tank? I think I'll buy a tank just... I don't think I need to buy a tank. I can just simply move these units to Eastern US and grant myself a little bit of peace of mind. Should be a relatively easy capture. I have 5 units versus 2. I'm like, do I go greedy and attack that? Oh. Actually is mildly tempting. Mildly tempting to do that. But if I do that, there's a 14% chance I fail to capture versus a 4%. And I don't think I'm willing to risk. I don't think I'm willing to risk the game for a transport. He air raided me. Should I air raid him for karmic justice? Slightly tempting, but not that tempting. I'm just eyeing that transport. It's screaming at me, take me, take me. But I shouldn't. I shouldn't. But boy, oh boy, did I want to. Okay, now we'll begin our France stack. Let's start moving these units up and over to get them actually doing something. Where do I want these? I'm pretty safe for now. I think maybe I'll place them there for a little bit of extra defense to give him absolutely no odds on France. Because I should be good for at least one more turn in Russia. There's 16. Oh, it's the planes. Should be good. Not a lot to do is the very, very poor Russians. The question is if I should trade for other territories or not. I'm not super tempted to do that until this stack moves away. I think I just want to trade lightly and as ultra efficient to allow them to survive as long as possible for the France stack to kick in and Germany to start pulling back their forces in order to defend it. Hopefully I won't get horrible West Russia dice where he gets 2 hit backs and I get nothing this time. Well, we take those. We take those. Not a lot of excitement over here in Russia. Okay. That's it for Russia 7, and for the first time we're finally ahead in attack power. I think that Yunnan and the Berlin capture helped us a lot, though they're still in pretty good shape. He got a lot of IPCs for taking Western US, but I think we should be able to hold on for quite a bit longer if we keep chipping away. I might hit this again with UK with 3 infantry, a tank, and 3 planes. That might be something I do. Okay, well, I'll see you guys next time for UK 7. Welcome back. It's UK 3, and let's take a look at what Snoopy did. West Russia, no hitbacks. Now this move really surprised me. He hit the destroyers with 5 planes. Those destroyers weren't really doing anything. And, I mean, it worked out for him because he didn't suffer any losses, but these German planes are precious, and I'm surprised he risked them to kill destroyers that weren't really accomplishing much, but as I said, it worked out for him, so, I mean, I guess I can't say much. So we'll just continue with buying 2 fighters. I'm buying an extra tank for India to give me more muscle against Yunnan. And we'll keep going. So first, we'll take the freebie. I calculated it out, and I pretty much need nearly everything to have good odds on France, to hold France. And he's continuing to mobilize units in Caucasus, but since he moved the 8 tanks out, I'm going to have a little bit more freedom to attack things. Unfortunately, I don't have the mobility to hit this target here with my planes and move it back to France, but probably after next turn I should have more freedom once the US is able to dump those 12 units in. So once again, I calculated this out, and this is basically like IPC, it's like 0.1 IPC profit. But again, I'm just trying to trade out what I can with Japan, because there's not really much else I can do otherwise. So we're going to keep trading out with them to buy Russia as much time as they want. And this time I'm probably going to stack Burma unless something really weird happens, like this flubs hard. Because even if he air raids Persia with Japan, I should be able to, well, yeah, he'd have to blitz and use all of his planes here, and the US can move in, so he'd have to air raid both, which is very costly for something of questionable benefit to him. So let's get the show on the road. Okay, pretty good rolls for us. Really good rolls for him. Okay, let's plug it back into the calculator to see if this is profitable to roll another round. Calculator says it is not profitable to continue this attack. Do we go for it anyway, though? I think I do go for it anyway. Don't get 2 hits. Okay, well. No, I think that's good enough. 15 for 18. Not a bad trade. Okay, I'm going to move these 2 here. Because again, we're probably going to need everything we have to hold this, including these fighters. See, do I need to defend this with the fighters here is the question. He can hit this with 1 infantry and a fighter, so that's not terribly scary. But if I put those planes in Burma, that is going to force him to add more naval defense here, because I'm going to have odds on this if he doesn't plop a fighter in it. And that will hopefully move some of his units away. So I think that sounds good. Do I want to put an AA gun here? Probably not, because he'll just hit it with Germany. Scrappy game we got going on here. Everything's going well except for Russia. Russia is feeling some heat, but hopefully we can start liberating them and moving into Karelia, and after that things tend to start getting better quickly. So I'm just amazed this is still a game after the start we had. Took some pretty big risks, they paid off, and we'll keep trucking. Let's put the tank here. Isn't it wild that even with that extra industrial complex, I can barely spend my money? Okay, and that's it, and I'll see you next time for USA. What is it? USA 7. Welcome back. It's US 7, and let's take a look at what Snoopy did. Bought an industrial complex, hit Persia, mutual suicide, did a bomber, killed a bomber, and we got 1 IPC, so pretty good round for us. What I'm thinking is I'm going to buy a transport, and I'm going to buy some excess infantry just to help shore up the Western United States, just to be on the safe side. Trying to decide if I should buy even another transport like this. How would this look? So then I would have... No, I can't support that. And we're going to start transitioning into going heavier on artillery to create more pressure on Germany. Okay. First things first. Let's hit this. I think I will even add a second fighter. I was running the numbers, and if I only have 4 fighters here, and he hits this. Maybe I shouldn't. That gives him an 8 IPC positive attack, which I don't think he would take. But he might. Even if he does take it and clears it, I'll just be able... He'll just be completely depleted. So I think it's okay to give him this fight here. In exchange... Oh, actually... Should I bombing raid him? Or should I hit Karelia? It's an interesting conundrum. I think bombing raid's more impactful here. The reason I say that is... I don't want to move units into here and then have Japan air raid it, possibly. I'm whiffle-waffling on that. I'll just stick with the bombing raid. Germany's still pretty strong. Son of a bitch. I think both of my bomber... I've done 2 bombing raids on Berlin, and I believe both of them have resulted in losing a bomber. Okay, let's block with that. Let's move forward with some units there. I'm not going to defend Northwest Europe because, again, it's very tight right now. And I don't want to give him anything I don't need to. I'm trying to consider... Okay, let me check the logistics. Okay, I'm going to place 4 here. Let's see, I need to place 6 here, 2 there, that leaves 3 left over, which should be enough. We're going to do some big attacks as Russia now that the Japan threat and Germany threat has receded a little bit. To make sure I'm not missing something crucial. Can only hit that with 2 on Western. I'm not going to place artillery here because I need artillery for France, and I should have plenty of planes to trade with just infantry. So that's a purposeful choice on my... Oh, I almost made a big mistake. Almost made a big mistake. Do I want 5 here or 6? let me double check his odds if he hits with 2 infantry in the battleship against 3 infantry. 12% capture, but it's only minus 1 IPC profit. I think I'll just do the 3. Maybe I'll add the artillery there. Maybe not. Tough choices sometimes. I don't think he's going to go for a 12% capture when he can get a pretty cheap Alaska and a free New Zealand for something that puts him way out of position. Alright. When you're this poor, your decisions are easy. Okay, so now this is the big Russian comeback. Now, this is all very intentional. I'm going heavy on these areas because he only has 2 infantry to trade. So I should be able to defend these pretty well. And I'm going light here because he has a lot of planes. And these are the only 2 spots he can hit. So I'm expecting him to hit them hard and be extremely efficient with a lot of planes. And that's why these places are getting the fighters and the reduced number of units. That's sweet. Okay, we take that. I'll take it. Nice. Very nice. All right, pretty good round. I mean, we lost 1 infantry and we killed 18. And so that's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Okay, good. Wow, I think this game's finally starting to look up a little bit. We have, you know, that super risky Berlin capture and that good Yunnan fight has really re-energized us and reinvigorated this game. Okay, well, let's look at the war report. Yeah, we're finally starting to pull ahead. Though Germany still has some good income with Caucasus, we're doing our best to chip away at that. And once we can flood units in through Karelia and stabilize the France stack, I think we will be favored in this game. Okay, well, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time for UK 8. Welcome back, it's UK 8. Let's take a look at what Snoopy did. Took the freebie there. Mutual suicide in Persia. Oh, good hitbacks in Karelia. Hitbacks here. Good hitback there. This kind of surprised me that he went for this battle, because the odds weren't super fantastic, and he didn't include any of his planes, so that should. And I think he got about the result he should have. Maybe even a little bit better than he should have, but still not a great result. So that's a little interesting. Alright, well, based on how much damage he's done, am probably going to need to reinforce this with the UK for one more turn. And then I might be able to free up more units to hit other places. So let's buy a bunch of land units, buy a bomber so we can start strategic bombing raid Germany, and keep nibbling away at Japan's income with this stack here that he doesn't seem to want to contest. So let's keep on it. All right. Just to double check. Yeah, I was seeing if I could hit that with more than just 2 units. I cannot, but trust me, if I could, I definitely would. Okay, I think that's about it. At least on the combat side of things. Got it. Probably won't get any income from this. Maybe I should have just hit this with 1 instead of 2, because I don't get the income here. How many planes can you hit this with? It's not a big point in me moving any more AA here. You can't blitz this with Germany. I'm gonna have a ton of units here. He can at most hit this with... Yeah, he can't even hit it with these fighters. Yeah, that's gonna start hurting his income. Yeah, 38, 39. I'm half tempted to buy a transport here, but he still has reasonable he still has pretty reasonable forces. I want to move this here. It's my only infantry, so I'm a little reluctant. Maybe I'll just move 1 with the US. I think that'll do. Just to make sure you can hit this with 3 planes, no more, correct? Should I put an AA gun here? I don't think he's going to air raid this, but my AA gun isn't really doing anything else. Alright. What's his income at? 30 remaining. Yeah, I guess he failed this. Oh, I feel like his income should be higher, but I guess he failed 2 attacks. Alright. I'll put 1 there for good measure. I don't really care about building in Italy. Doesn't really accomplish any of my goals. Oh, having a Burma stack is so nice. This weird Egypt industrial complex. But yeah, I think we're starting to stabilize pretty comfortably here. There's Russia's starting to get some income back. We'll be able to take Caucasus next turn. Maybe not hold it, but we'll definitely be able to take it. Japan doesn't have much coming. We're taking their income up over here. We got a France stack. I think, wow, I thought there was no way we'd have a chance at winning this game, but just shows you the power of taking a capital. It's a 80 IPC swing can work magic. All right, well, I'll see you guys next time for USA 8. Welcome back, it's USA 8, and let's take a look at what Snoopy did. Took Yunnan, not a surprise. Let's see. Wow, he went for that. And Archangel, wow. Not a single hit back here. Those were risky fights. He could have easily lost a plane. 5 units that he lost nothing. That's demoralizing. But it happens. Alright. Well, we'll just keep going with the Medchuk, or the France stack, and see if we can make something happen. I'm also a little tempted to hit this, but I don't think that's terribly wise. But it is tempting. Alright, do we even have any combat? I don't really have any combat, huh? Huh. I guess that's just how it goes sometimes, huh? Could move my Air Force here and drop something off. But again, I think it's better to just keep my logistics efficient to funnel as many units into France as possible. This should be of great help. I'll move 1 unit there, because I think that's where Germany is going to plant their stack. And next turn, see, he's not in range of Western US. I'm going to have 6 units here. Okay. Was a little tempted to bombard him, but I can let the UK do that. The UK is the traitor, the US is the doom stack. Maybe not in this game. They got a lot of units left over, but we'll see. I want to get a bomber over here to prevent this transport from any shenanigans. Do I still want these fighters on France? 23, 24, 25. 29 units. Against his 20. Yeah. I think it's fine to leave them there for this turn. Again, I want all of my artillery to be landing in France, not heading over what looks to be like a Finland stack. Alright, so back to business over here. We'll move one little cutie there. I don't need to move this one. This one has more movement flexibility. He has a decent number of planes. I don't know that I want to offer him a trade there. Let me quickly run the numbers on what he can hit me with here. So odds are pretty poor. Maybe I'll just add 2 infantry just in case I get unlucky. He has no tanks that can hit that, so that's okay. Alright, that should be good. Now the reason I'm hitting this with so much more, just so you guys know, for educational purposes, there's nothing that can counterattack this from Japan. So I'm okay with adding a little bit of overkill here to make sure that I get that kill. Just double making, yeah, he has like a 1% chance to conquer. Maybe I'll add even an extra unit there. And an extra unit. Probably fine. Whereas Kazakh, on the other hand, he can hit that with a lot, which is why I'm hitting it so tepidly. Do I want to retreat here? I'm risking 7 units. I'm going to get 2 IPCs plus this. Yeah, that's probably worth it. Yeah, it's probably worth it. If I had an infantry in Persia from the UK, I might consider pulling back, because the UK could hit it very cheaply and cost effectively, but I do not. Okay. just let him have this one. Okay, let's take a look at the board. Okay, we're starting to pull ahead. The France stack is starting to kick in, and he's probably going to have to give up this Karelia stack within a few turns as well. So, even with his good Japanese attacks, I think we're still well in control of this game. All right, well, I'll see you guys next time for UK9. Welcome back, it's UK9, and let's take a look at what Snoopy did. Failed Southern Europe, took Italy, failed Caucasus. He's doing very, very conservative attacks, just very precise. Not one unit extra. Okay. So, I would like to hit C-Zone 5 and start taking things like Baltic states, but right now my Navy's just a little too frail. And I don't completely feel comfortable yet with the idea of building more Navy and building more Navy and starting to spread my ships out. So I'm just going to keep things as is. I'm going to buy 11 infantry, a bomber, and we'll go from there. So first things first, we'll take the freebie. Freebie there, freebie here. Let's send 2 infantry. I may decide to send more. And we start the strategic bombing raids. Now here's the interesting thing. I saw this, and I have a 46% chance to clear this. And the average IPC gain is 15, so this is a pretty huge battle that he offered me. I was thinking, oh, maybe I should hit Yunnan, but this is huge if this works. So let's see if it does. I was also a little tempted to hit these planes with a tank and a bomber, but that's kind of dicey odds there that I don't really need to take. He'll probably air raid this anyway. Yeah. All right, it says implausible. Well, I guess implausible probably is anything that's under like a 60% chance of success. I think I've lost 2 US bombers bombing Berlin and 0 hits. Is this my first successful bombing raid? I can't quite recall. Ooh, that wasn't good. Well, that was worse. Oh, that was a sweet finish. 10 for 60, wow. Supposed to get an average of 15 IPC gain, but I got a 50. Alright, well, I don't think I'll defend that. Where do I want to put this? Let's move the AA back. We'll take our little munchkins here. Move them there. Where do I want to put this bomber? It's not really safe anywhere other than here. Reinforce the Navy. This should be safe with the US drops, right? Nah, I'm not going to even bother calculating it. It should be super safe. This I need to calculate real quick. So he can hit this with 10 infantry. He has no 10 infantry, 1 artillery, 1 battleship. How many fighters? One. This one can't reach. 3 fighters, 2 bombers. And we are going to have 1 AA, 7 infantry, 3 artillery, and 2 fighters. And that's an IPC positive fight for him. I don't want to give him that. So, I don't think I have a choice. I have to land my planes there. Huh. I have no choice. I have to land my planes. Ha 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 ha. Well, the good news is it's only a plus. It's only a plus 10 IPC fight for him. Let's assume he retreats. It's plus 13 IPC with him retreating and skipping that. It's going to be able to reinforce here with the US. So luckily I have all these US troops here, and if he hits this, he won't really have any reinforcements because he only has 2 transports and the stuff here. So yes, it will hurt. He has a 53% chance to clear it and almost 100% chance to survive, but I think it was well worth it to wipe out 4 transports and, you know, the scraps that are left of his navy. And the US can just march up here, reinforce it. I have units here, I have planes here. I think we're in fine shape. And, yeah, we have bonus anti-aircraft anyway. Yeah, suffering from success, huh? So, and plus if he moves all of this, that just buys even more breathing space for Russia, which is already breathing pretty well. Okay, let me just double check on this fight here. I'm going to have plus 5 infantry. That's 13, 26 plus another 6. That's 32 infantry, 6 artillery. Seven artillery. Yeah, and I could add the fighters there. Yeah, it's already IPC negative with just that. Okay, we're in good shape. So rich as UK. It feels so weird to have an Egypt industrial complex. And Japan with a single bomber. I think next turn I might even start building a navy. I will consider it. Maybe I can use this Egypt industrial complex to build like a transport here and an aircraft carrier or something and force a KJF. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. Okay, see you guys next time for USA 9. All right. Well, looks like Snoopy saw that his transports were sunk and kind of killed his logistics and probably any hope of coming back into the game. He didn't even bother going for the Burma attack as he knew it wouldn't change the game in any material fashion. Yeah, we were absolutely dead early on in this game until we had that really lucky Germany capture and that Yunnan fight where we got a really good exchange to help take the pressure off Russia. This is definitely my biggest comeback I've had against a top-rated opponent like Snoopy. Absolutely wild. I was ready to concede there for a long time. Let's see what my current rankings are. Still ranked 2 Axis. Oh, I cannot overcome Johnny no matter how many games I win. Okay, well, this is definitely one of the most fascinating games I've played in a while. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.